And on top of it all, we're lonely and sad because men and women can't get along. It feels like no matter.
Now, me personally, bro, if you can't get along with a woman, I think there's something wrong with you. The reason why you can't get bitches is because you can't get bitches, bro. I'm just saying, bro, you ain't got no game. Majority of women are not on OnlyFans, throwing it back for next man to pay $4 to see their pom pom. The Gen Z culture war problem. Video by Suburban Will. Now, I can't lie, there's a major Gen Z war going on, and I don't even know why it's happening. It's always been a thing where girls are getting pushed against boys, boys are getting pushed against girls, and all it's doing is dividing people. It's stopping people from fucking. That's what I'm saying. It's stopping people from fucking. Like, and in my personal opinion, I don't believe in this shit. I feel like it's all social media. So let's see how this guy dives into it. Let's see what he says. You know what I'm saying? I've never reacted to this guy before, Suburban Will, but I've been wanting to watch this video for a minute now. So yeah, hopefully he cooks. Hopefully he cooks, man. Let's get into it, bro. Let's get into it.
To me that every day the world is becoming more and more divided. Last time I talked about the divide between men and women and what some people call the gender war. But after reflecting on that video, I've come to realize that there's also a much larger battle happening at the same time. Gen Z is trapped in the middle of a culture war where people are constantly fighting for little victories over each other all the time. And this isn't really a Gen Z thing, but I do think that the non-stop cultural warfare has been something uniquely haunting our young adult years. We're walking into a fight that we never started, but everyone is forcing us to pick a side. While we're still trying to figure out our lives, others are trying to convince us to blame our struggles on someone else.
Okay.
But before we continue, Raid Shadow Legends is
okay,
back.
really an ad? I didn't even see that coming. You'd think after watching YouTube for so long I would have seen that coming, bro. Fuck out of here, bro. Ain't nobody worried about Raid Shadow fucking Legends, bro. That game's ass, bro. Yeah.
People are dissatisfied with the way life is currently. They want things to change, but they don't exactly know what's causing these problems. So instead, they pick scapegoats to blame things on. It's easy to look at something and say, if this thing wasn't in my life, things would be better. For some people, those things are minorities, immigrants, women, and other marginalized groups.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah? Majority of people who do blame other people for their problems aren't going anywhere. That's just a fact. The reason why I believe that is because nobody else is going to save you but you, bro. Facts. Like any business you ever wanted to start, anything you wanted to pursue, any hobby you wanted to make into something profitable, the government's not stopping you from doing that, my bro. I'm just gonna keep it real. Nobody's stopping you, my bro. Or girl, whoever's listening, boy, girl, nobody's stopping you, bro. The only thing that stops you is you. Now, you've probably heard that 100 times, but realistically, it's just the truth, bro. You can't blame society for the reason why you have, I don't know, that you went to university and went and got a psychology degree, and you left university and now you ain't got a job in the field that you studied. That's not decisive. I mean, you can blame on society as all you want. You also got to blame yourself too. You knew what you were getting into right before you got into this degree, that you knew that university grads are just not getting jobs. You know the job market is shit right now. But at least I know. What I'm trying to get to is, yeah, nobody has anything to blame but themselves. Yes, there's tons of other billionaires who don't realistically have your best interests at heart. They just want to get as much money from you as possible. I get that. But at the same time, you got to make money some way. And if you chose to go to university, there's nothing wrong with going to university. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm trying to get to. I'm not saying that getting a degree in something useless is fucking useless. Oh wait, that's exactly what I'm saying. If you get a useless degree, you have no one else to blame but yourself. It's just the reality, man. It's just the reality it is. Yeah, this is after the video has already been made, so I wanted to go fact check the psychology part just to prove my point. And what I found here was I asked ChatGPT, how many well, the first question I asked ChatGPT was, what percentage of people with psychology degrees in the UK have a job in that degree? Now, what it ended up spouting out was around 50 to 60% of first degree psychology graduates may be in jobs that draw on their psychology training 1 to 2 years later, which is around the average for most with most people who go to university, right? But only 20%, or perhaps even lower, go on to become working as a professional registered psychologist. So it does prove my point, but yeah, obviously it does. It also did say that if you do have a psychology degree, you're most likely to get in. You'll actually have a very high chance of getting into full-time or part-time employment 15 months after graduation. However, this isn't in your chosen field, so it proves my point. But so if you did go on to do like a master's, you actually do have a higher chance. But it's also more time-consuming and competitive. So the pathway to those specific psychology roles often requires further postgraduate training, work experience, competition, and obviously if you can't get the work, then you can't get the work experience. So yeah, either way, it's in the same boat.
For others, they're figures like politicians or media personalities. So on both sides, they celebrate when these so-called threats are removed. Some would even prefer if by force, in order to send some kind of message. However, the target is ever changing. The solutions to our problems are far more complex than simply removing a person or a group of people.
And that's right. It's far more complex than having to just get rid of one type of person. If we got rid of all billionaires, who's going to give you jobs? If you get rid of women, guess what? Now how do you procreate? If you get women outside of the job market, guess what? Now you have half of the population that you can no longer get wealth from anymore. It's just facts, bro. It's just how it is, man.
Forever dissatisfied with the way things are going. We constantly feel like we're under attack.
Like even in the UK, yeah, how they say every other year, not even every other year, currently right now, they make an agenda on humongous news sites to say that, oh, the Asian guy that comes over on the boat is going to take your jobs. That's why the reason why the job market's down. That's cap. The reason why the job market's down is because every bloody millionaire is leaving the country and taking those jobs that he would have provided to your country to another place. And the reason why they're leaving this country is very clear. It's very simple. The UK sucks. As a billionaire, it sucks. Remember, when you get past a certain tax bracket, you already lose 40% of your wealth going straight to the government if you tell them about it, obviously. Obviously, millionaires and billionaires are smarter than the average individual in terms of financial gain, how to keep as much money as they've made. And if they're in line with keeping as much as they've made, they know the UK is not the best place to be in order to maximize the amount of the amount of money they can keep after they've made it already. So that's why there's no jobs, mate. Don't blame the Asians, don't blame women, don't blame anybody else other than the UK being shit. Okay? It's the country we live in, man. You know? Just how it is.
That is justification to attack others. That's what this culture war is. As Gen Z continues to grow up, we're facing our own set of challenges that don't always seem fair to us. Despite being a generation with more education and resources than those before us,
very true.
Many of us are struggling just to find our footing in the adult world.
Which is also true.
Jobs won't hire us, but then complain that our generation is lazy and doesn't want to work. Money is tight, but bills are high. And on top of it all, we're lonely and sad because men and women can't get along. It feels like no matter...
Now, me personally, bro, if you can't get along with a woman, I think there's something wrong with you. The reason why you can't get bitches is because you can't get bitches, bro. I'm just saying, bro, you ain't got no game. If you ain't got no game, you ain't gonna get bitches. You ain't gonna get a woman. Even like to go, hey man, you ain't gonna get women, bro. Simple as that. I'm not trying to say I got the best game of all time. Like, I know what I'm doing. And you get that type of game. You get game from the way you talk to people. If you treat everybody like they're a piece of shit, well, guess what? Most people are not going to probably like you. And in that category includes women. Includes women, bro. So, I don't believe this shit. If you can't get along with other people, if you can't get along with the opposite gender, my guy, that's on you, bro. And I get it. There's a lot of women out nowadays who... Well, there's a lot of women on the internet nowadays that make it seem that there's a lot of women out here just getting OnlyFans, this, that, and the third. Go and become Instagram thoughts and shit. But for the majority of people, that's just not the reality, bro. It's just not, bro. Now, there's a lot of them, but there's not. It doesn't make the majority, bro. The exception doesn't make the rule. Everybody knows that. Everybody should know that. And I hope you know that now. That's what I can say. I hope you know that now. The exception doesn't make the rule. Majority of women are not on OnlyFans, throwing it back for next man to pay $4 to see their pom-pom, fam. It's just not happening, cuz.
What you do, the expectations for young adults only get higher. But at the same time, the opportunities are becoming more scarce. We're tired, frustrated, and angry. But no one out there is looking for solutions. They just want new soldiers to help fight for their cause. And the young Gen Z mind is the newest weapon in the culture war. Man, this sucks. I got ghosted by my date and rejected from my dream job all in the same week. When are things gonna get better?
Bro, there ain't no such thing as a dream job, bro. It ain't no such thing as a dream job. It's only a dream situation, bro, in my opinion. And the reason why I say that is because if you see it as a job, then it's not a dream job, is it? Because let's say YouTubers, you wouldn't see it as a job, bro. Yes, it makes money. Yes, it gives you money. Yes, you make money from it. But you wouldn't see it as a job because you just enjoy it, bro. So, yeah, maybe I'm nitpicking. But dream job, I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that shit, bro. Like a traditional job, I don't think anybody has a dream job, bro. Like, oh, I want to go become a lawyer and look after criminals and get them out of the justice system. Oh, I want to be the person that stops people going to jail. What? Fuck that, bro. I don't believe that shit. I told you. You're telling me somebody dreams of helping people get them out of jail. I don't believe that. I think they know. I think the reason why you get into a job is because you believe you're good at it and you believe that you're going to make a lot of money from it. That's the only reason why people do jobs. Because otherwise you wouldn't be working. Majority of people do not want to work. In fact, I'm pretty sure nobody wants to work. Okay? Nobody does. But you do it because you have to make money and you have to put food on the table. There's no such thing as a dream job. That's my point.
What now? Listen, I already told you I'd have the rent by... Who are you? Oh, well, I'm Chad Traddington. And it sounds like you're tired of the status quo.
What the fuck is this?
Well, yeah, I do. Can you really help?
Is that like the witch doctor, bro? These niggas, bro. Hey, bro, if someone pulled up on you like this, if this was my doctor, you've lost it, bro. Like, that's the Grim Reaper, my nigga. I don't give a fuck, bro. I was, hey, bro, if that nigga's pulling up at your door saying you're sick, you're dead. You're dead, bro. Go home, bro. You're dead, fam. You mad?
I'm here with all the answers to your problems. Well, I got stood up on a date this week. Do you know why dating is so hard these days? Well, it's that darn feminism. Really? I thought women's rights were a good thing. Of course not. Women making their own decisions is never good. That's why we used to not let them vote. I guess that really makes sense when I don't think about it. Do you know why it's so hard to find a job too? Well, that's because of diversity. They're giving all the jobs to black people. Really? Is that true? Who cares? Everyone knows all black people are lazy and unqualified. That's why they need DEI. Well, I have no way of...
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? You know how many people actually think that? They actually think black people are lazy. Which is insane. Because if you look at like stats, let's ask ChatGPT, bro. So I searched on ChatGPT. I don't fake shit. Alright. I asked ChatGPT in the UK, because this is where I'm from. I'm not from America. Yeah, you man got your own fucking thing going on over there, which is pretty much the same as what's going on over here, but it's always different numbers. So I don't like to use the same stats as if it's the same shit. But the point I was trying to make here, I asked ChatGPT, what percentage of the UK working population is black? Now obviously, it's only 4.4% of the whole UK is black, right? And then I asked it, well, how many are employed? 1 million people. Now compare that to the percentage of working age people, it's 67%. Now if you look at white people, it's 78%. One thing I like to say, since there's so many less of us, the numbers are going to be skewed. Based off the population, yeah, it's going to be skewed, bro. Remember, that's what majority of white people in the UK is like 80%, some shit like that. Either way, 78% of white people is in work, bro. It's not much of a difference, bro. That's the point I was trying to get. It's not much of a difference at all. And obviously the numbers are going to be skewed because there's less black people that live in the UK. Simple as that. See, look, Asian people is 70%. There's not much, there's literally like a 2% difference, 3% difference. And there's way less of them. That's why they can get a number like that. Point I'm trying to say is, don't believe that black people are lazy, bro. Okay, I'm tired of hearing that shit because it's just not true. It's just not true. And you can just see the stats right here. It's just not true. Because the grand majority of black people are in work, bro. In line with the rest of the population of the UK, it's the exact same. So don't let anybody ever tell you black people are lazy. I'm pretty sure majority of people know that they're not lazy, but then again, the fact that it gets pushed to so many people and keeps getting pushed on, you know, legacy media, normal news outlets. Well, there you go. That means people have eaten it up still. So, hey man, look at stats yourself, man.
That statement, so it must be true. Exactly. Now let me tell you about immigrants. For Gen Z, a lot of us did what we were supposed to do, but we don't feel like we're where we're supposed to be. So
that's a lot of people, man. Not just Gen Z.
For answers. Gen Z didn't start the culture war, but we've inherited it. We grew up
100%,
and suddenly
100%.
found ourselves in the middle of an ongoing battle. We don't even know who we're supposed to be fighting or what we're fighting about. When I was reflecting on the gender war, I realized that
that's the thing. I know this video is based on American Gen Z people, but when you look around the world, bro, and you see these, like, what was it? I forgot what country it was that had a Gen Z war. Where, not a Gen Z war, but there was like a Gen Z riot, and it was in majority Asian countries. So it's not as if Gen Z don't know who they're fighting against. It's American Gen Z don't know who they're fighting against. You gotta specify that shit. But I get that's what the point he's trying to make. But when you say Gen Z, it kind of just you put everybody in the same fucking bubble, and you can't generalize like that. You know, me personally, I wouldn't generalize like that. Like in the UK, I'd say the UK is not really that confused. Like Gen Z people from the UK aren't as confused, I'd say, as America, because we know exactly what the problem is. Well, at least I know. The main reason why things are just fucked in the UK, bro, is just because money that gets given to the government, that the UK government, the way it taxes itself, the way it gains tax from the people, it doesn't get used properly. And then the fact that we got all of our companies, all of our public owned companies, just like government owned companies, keep getting given out to privately owned equities. And because that's happened, we have no more things we can tax, no other ways of making income for the government. There's not many ways left. Our trains have been given out. All our buses are third party companies. Well, at least in London, that's how it is. And then our transport's gone. our oil supplies is gone. All of our electricity is been given to us by other countries such as Russia. So the UK doesn't have a way to sustain itself, and because we have to buy so much stuff from other countries, all of our tax money gets given to these other countries. So then the money that's left over here in the UK, well, it's not enough. So guess what it starts doing? It starts taking money from people who are less fortunate, disabled people's allowances. The people who need it the most. Keir Starmer, he's trying to cut that bill. He's cutting bills for disabled people, old people, and the most vulnerable people. He's cutting it because he hasn't got enough. Because all of our money keeps getting given to other countries, and all of our resources that we use to sustain our country, it's just like things that are meant to be public sector companies, meaning it's owned by the public, the government. Trains, buses, transport, pretty much, electricity, oil. I can go on. It's all owned by third party companies. Because that's happening, we have less money to diversify around the country to make our country better.
For a lot of younger Gen Z guys, when it comes to women, they don't even know where the
a good place if you want to learn more about that, like, because obviously I'm just bro, I'm brand new to this shit. But yeah, if you want to actually educate yourself on this type of stuff, like in terms of how much of the UK's stuff is actually just being given out to third party companies, go watch Jimmy the Giant. He's a very, very educated man on the UK to politics, politics. He's very educated on that, and he teaches me a lot. Man. So yeah, I'll put a link in the description, bro, so you guys can find out more.
Hostility comes from. They just know that they grew up and suddenly all the girls hated the guys. You're confused and hurt because you're getting attacked in a fight that you didn't start. And that's the thing about the culture war. Because we're fighting battles we have no actual stake in, everyone feels like a victim in some way. You don't know how you ended up in the battle, but you know you need to defend yourself. And yet these
100%.
people in the culture
survive,
aren't interested in offering us solutions. Instead, they want you to feel like you're constantly under attack so they can justify sending hate in the other direction. Because they came for you first. So why wouldn't you retaliate? You're only defending yourself. There's this weird selective outrage where the same people who endorse something one day turn around and condemn it the next. People will attack you and then blame you for hitting back. We go back and forth with each other every day and then pretend like we don't know who threw the first punch. So when
100.
bad things happen, we get to point our fingers and say, our side would never do this. When in fact, your side has indeed done that too. Culture warriors don't have values or principles. Instead, they try to score moral victories over people by constantly contradicting themselves and moving the goalpost. It's mentally exhausting because you feel like you're being gaslit. It's obvious to anyone where the inconsistencies are, but the burden of proof is on those willing to call it out. And even when you throw their own words back at them, they just lie about it anyway. I've noticed a big part of the culture war involves being a contrarian. People will take the side of something insane just because they don't want to agree with you or admit that you're right. Someone could say, I support helping blind old ladies cross the street.
Wait, hold on. Let me hear that point one more time. What did he say?
Just lie about it anyway. I've noticed a big part of the culture war involves being a contrarian. People will take the side of something insane just because they don't want to agree with you or admit that you're right. Someone could say, I support helping blind.
So pretty much taking devil's advocate.
Blind old ladies cross the street. And some random guy will be like, well, I support hitting blind old ladies with buses. What?
Right.
Why would you support something like that? Because it's not fair. Why should blind old ladies get special treatment? Because they're blind and old. Well, I don't agree with it. Okay, well, even if you don't agree with me, why would you support something that's actively trying to harm them?
Is that the old lady from Naruto? Sorry, that's the old lady from Naruto. That threw me. That threw me. But I get what you're saying, man. A lot of people do that actually, where just cause everybody else agrees with it, they'll take a different stance because they want to be more selfish. A lot of people like this. Actually, because people are very self-centered, and I think everybody is to a degree. There's always levels to this shit. So they look so far past the actual reason why they've got it to where they'll just think about and focus on themselves and When they do that, hey man, they look like pricks. Let's just put it how it is, bro. Let's put it how it is.
Well, I don't really agree with hitting them with buses. I think helping them cross the street is actually a good thing. Okay, so why not just say that? Because then I will have to admit that I'm wrong. And I can never be wrong. Why not? Everyone's wrong sometimes. Because it's bad for my ego. Seriously? Gen Z.
Bro, that is facts, bro. The amount of times I've been in conversations and people just can't admit when they're wrong. I'm so fast to admit when I'm wrong. Like, if I'm wrong, I want to be, like, the more wrong I am, the better, bro. Reason why is because that's room to grow, bro. If I'm right on everything, guess what? You feel like a fucking knobhead, bro. Because you feel like you know everything, but nobody knows everything, bro. And people that don't understand that, I don't get. I will never understand. I will never understand people like that. It's what it is, man.
Generation has grown up in a more progressive climate. Since we were kids, we've been taught things like smoking is bad, men and women should be equal, don't be racist. And I think for the most part, we all agree on these things. At least we used to. But in recent years, there's been a growing number of people.
At least we used to, my nigga. When has there ever been a time where everybody said racism is wrong? No point in time has there ever been a universal standpoint. It's been a thing that we say in the public eye, but it's never been a thing. It's never been a thing, bro. Because otherwise, we wouldn't be coming back to it. It wouldn't be a thing to where it's becoming more and more pushed. It's never left, my guy. It's never left. It's always been here. Racism is not going anywhere for a very long time. Okay? It's just not happening, bro. I really don't believe that there can ever be a point in time, at least in the next 100 years. I say maybe in the next 200 years, yeah. Maybe racism might go, but right now, it's not going nowhere, bro. It's here to stay. That nigga put his dick on the table and said, yeah, I'm staying right here, bro. That's one thing that's staying, bro, for a while. 100%. Because otherwise, we wouldn't be seeing uproars of white people saying, oh, I feel like I can't say anything nowadays because I feel like I'm always the bad guy. When realistically, yes, in history, you guys have always been the bad guys. I'm not attacking you, the person that's living here today. I'm talking about people from older generations. I'm talking people that, you know, made it impossible for black people. And to this day, it's still quite hard. You know? And all of these things had to be put in place. Oh, Equality Act, all of this bullshit. And even when I look back at that stat, 67% of black people are actually employed. Of working age people are actually employed. Why is that? You ever question that? Why is it that black people are less employed than everybody else? When I'm more than likely sure everybody who's black and not trying to do drug law shit, which is a very small percentage of the population, by the way, in every race, by the way, they're trying to get jobs too. But yet, our rate is so much lower. It's not that much lower, but it's lower. Shouldn't it be the same overall?
See this kind of progress as a threat. They want you to see equality as
oh wait. You forget. Those equality acts are just for show. There's no way to actually enforce that. How do you enforce an equality law to say that you have to go and hire more black people? You can't enforce it. How do you enforce it? What, do you have to go and be like, there's no tokens here. There's no black people here that can play jazz. You know, you got to hire a black person now. You can't enforce that. It's a law that is put in place just for show. I'm just saying. Because I can go down to a flipping around here, and I'm not going to say where I live, but I can go to predominant areas where there's either white people or Asian people, and you won't see a black person in those working. None of them are black, bro. Where's the Equality Act there? I'm telling you, bro. It's just bullshit.
Injustice.
The only thing that saves you is yourself, bro. I'll say this for 100 times, over 100 times. The only thing that saves you is yourself. Black people need to be able to get more businesses so that we can hire more black people. That's the only way forward. The only way forward. Anyway, man, I already see where this video is gonna go. Obviously, it's a very, very good video, I'd say. I mean, we only got 7 minutes in, but I'd say we've gotten a lot out of this video. There's a cultural problem, 100%, but there is one. There's always going to be a cultural, because people want to keep a certain culture over another. But I don't think Gen Z is in a cultural right now. I don't think so. Maybe I missed something in the video, maybe. But I don't think we're going to get much more from this video. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know down in the comments below whether you think there really is a Gen Z culture war going on right now, where people have, you know, stances where they don't agree, which obviously is a thing. I get that, but I don't think the reasons why are the ones that came up in this video. So let me know if I'm wrong. Please let me know if I'm wrong, because I always want to know. And yeah, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys real soon. Love.